That's pretty cool, Joe. And you did this yourself?
What's up, everyone? You are on the C8 Corvette 252 show. Scroll down, click that subscribe button, become part of this awesome community. What's up, everyone? Here is your opportunity to win yourself a 2026 Corvette 01 Coupe with the ZTK Performance Package. Here's the best part. Every ticket you buy goes to the Chip Miller Foundation, and you get 2 times the entry when you use my code CGarner2X. Not only that you're buying tickets to enter this drawing, you're actually changing lives. Now this giveaway will end soon, so get your tickets right now. What are you waiting for? Click the link down in my pinned comment section, then click Donate Now to enter. You will see CGarner2X at the top. Then you have the option of choosing $25, $50, $100, $200, $350, $500, $1,000, and $2,000. The last guy that won bought $2,000 worth of tickets, and he went away with his brand new Z06. Good luck, and I hope one of my subscribers wins.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another episode of C8 Corvette 252. Give this video a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and leave your comments down below on this very topic right now. We got my boy Joe over here. Joe Lamb. This is our second video, my friend.
What's going on, Clarence?
And that's because my boy got him an E-Ray. Joe, tell us why you got an E-Ray.
Well, to be honest, you kind of put the seed in my head.
Okay.
You kind of put the thought in my head. And if you remember, about a year ago, we were at the, I think we were at the Bash.
Yeah, okay.
And it was me, you, and Devin. And I was bashing the E-Ray. Coming up with everything I could to state why I thought the car just was not a good idea.
Okay.
And every time I came up with an objection, the two of you would come up with counterpoints to overcome the objection. And after, driving home for 6 hours, I started thinking about some of the things that you guys talked about, and I started to do a little bit of research of my own.
Okay.
And what I found out was that after, all of the overcoming of the objections that you guys had,
okay,
the E-Ray was probably the best option for me.
Okay.
I like the wide body.
Okay.
I like the same engine that was in the Stingray, which
right.
this has, and then the additional horsepower of the front motors basically meant pound for pound it was a better car.
Ah.
So after thinking about it, I thought, well, you know what, I'll just build one on the visualizer, but I'm not gonna buy one, seeing as the car I had was less than a year old. And after I built it and played around with it, I thought, well, if I were to get one, I would get the exact same spec as the Stingray that I had. You remember it was red with the silver stripes.
Okay.
So I built that car and I got to thinking about it. I'm like, also, having the confidence of knowing it was all-wheel drive, if I'm driving it in the rain, that would give me additional confidence that, the car wasn't gonna necessarily slide off the road. And I just kind of let that marinate for a while. And then my wife said, Rick Conti had a video, and she said, I like that color. It was a Sebring orange. So I went down to the visualizer and I changed it to Sebring orange. Okay. And after that, I'm like, okay, now I'm trying to talk myself out of all the reasons why I should not get this car.
Okay.
And I couldn't at that point even come up with enough objections to overcome the fact that, at that point I was driving the wrong car and I needed to get into this car.
Listening to me after all and getting into an E-Ray to get out of his Stingray. What year is your E-Ray?
It's a 2025 E-Ray, Sebring orange, habanero interior. It's the 3LZ package, the two-tone competition seats. It's got some of the things that I've added to it, quite a few things that I've added to it just to make it more aesthetically pleasing and comfortable for me.
Now, what made you go to 3LZ instead of the 2LZ? Because in your Stingray, you had
Right.
2LT.
Correct. So, in order to get the habanero interior, I think I had to go with the 3LZ to get that. I went with the competition seats because I wanted the two-tone. I like the two-tone effect, and I also like the fact that the bolsters on the side were more robust. That kind of Kevlar material was much more sturdy than on the 2L, the GT2 seats.
GT2 seats?
Yeah, so they're more robust than the GT2 seats. So originally though, it's kind of funny, I still like the two-tone color of the red and black. So when I actually talked to Rick about the spec and we put it in, I was gonna go with a two-tone red and black interior, but he put the kibosh on that. He wasn't going for that. And really the reason the car looks the way it is because he had made the suggestion, let's look at it with a black and silver stripe on it instead of a black and red stripe and a black and red interior. And it was the right idea to change to this spec.
So you got this car from Rick Conti. You get a good deal on it?
Well, let's say I got a good deal on this, but just like everything else, the depreciation on the 2024 Stingray was somewhat substantial, but that wasn't just for me. It's for everybody. It's the number of cars that they produce caused the value to go down. But I always say, long after the money is spent, it's the enjoyment that you get from whatever it is. If it was a good experience and you enjoy it, that's what you'll remember long after the money is spent.
And you bought this brand new, correct?
Yeah, yep.
And you bought your Stingray from Rick Conti as well,
from
correct?
Him as well, exactly.
Gotcha. And you guys have a good relationship.
A really good relationship.
Awesome.
I mean, in fact, when I took delivery of the car, we did the museum delivery.
Okay.
It was a real one-of-a-kind delivery as far as all of my friends. We took delivery at the Bash.
Okay.
So a lot of my friends were there for the delivery, and it was just a lot of fun. It was almost like a giant birthday party.
Gotcha.
It was a celebration.
Okay. You obviously had this 2025 E-Ray.
Yep.
You had a 2024 Stingray.
Yep.
And what Corvettes did you have before that one?
Before the Stingray, I had a 2011 Grand Sport.
Okay.
Prior to that, I had a 2006 Z06 in Daytona Sunset Orange.
Okay.
Before that, I had a Spiral Gray 50th Anniversary C5.
Okay.
Before that, I had a Ruby Red C4 40th Anniversary.
Okay.
And then my first Corvette was a 92 black C4 Z07 car.
And you skipped the C7 generation altogether?
Skipped it totally because I thought I was done with Corvette after I got rid of my 2006 Z06. I thought I was done. My wife thought I was going through what she called a retroactive midlife crisis. Most guys turn 50 and get a Corvette. I turned 50, got rid of my Corvette.
Okay.
And I thought I was done until COVID hit and I started watching videos with you in them.
Okay.
And I started getting the bug again, and things kind of progressed from there.
Gotcha. So what are the mods you've done to this car? You can go with the first one that you remember, obviously. Give us some of that.
One of the first things I actually did, I wasn't really fond of the Alcantara parts of the car that were like high touch areas. Okay. So what I really wanted originally was carbon fiber, like you see it on the interior. Right. But that would have increased the car substantially. So one of the mods I did was to change the interior and add the carbon fiber that you see in the car. Okay. So that was one of the first things that I did. Next after that, and I had been waiting to get the car, researching the entire time to see if it would work, was to do the fender flares. Okay. These are the same fender flares in carbon flash that I had on my Stingray. And I got so many compliments and questions about them, and I liked the way they looked on the Stingray. I was anxious to find out if they would work on the wide-body car, the E-Ray. Okay. And I was fortunate enough to find that, yeah, the circumference of the wheel well is the same. Okay. It was, I think, 2 screw holes that I had to add to it just to match up, but other than that, that was one of the other first things that I added to the car. Okay. I was able to switch over most of the trunk interior parts from the Stingray just temporarily, and we're going to be making some changes to that soon. But the red that you see there, the reason I did the red brake calipers was because I just wanted there to be some continuity until I got to the point where I could make some changes. But what you see there, everything you see from the ACS cover here, the split, the X brace, and the cover came directly out of the Stingray.
Okay.
So we made that change. I mean, I did the front or the trunk cover. That was kind of a mod. One of the major things that I did, just like on the Stingray, one of the things I wanted to make sure was normally this part of the car is black.
Right.
And I had my body shop to go ahead, and it took them a while to really formulate the paint to get it to match exactly. But I had this paint. A lot of people think that this is a carbon fiber top, but this is actually the see-through glass top.
Yeah, we can actually see through it right here, the steering wheel.
And had them to paint that
Nice.
the same color as the rest of the car. So
Nice.
we're able to do that. And
Did you paint something else on your car?
Yeah, something else that usually throws people, and I ask them if they notice something different. And I have to give my friend Darren credit for this because he did this to his Z06. Is this part of the car is normally black,
Right.
and when I got to looking at his car when I was down at the Corvette's Invasion, I said, Darren, I'm going to have to give you credit because I'm going to steal this idea. But my car was already at the painters having the top done. And I said, hey, I sent them pictures and said, let's do that. And it just totally made a world of difference because it made this portion of the car almost look like it was aftermarket's portion of the car. So
Right.
it definitely made that stand out even more.
Nice. What's one of your favorite things about the E-Ray so far?
I love the electric.
I can hear the chuckles in your voice.
Yeah, I do. I really love the electrification of it. And I just feed into it. So when I come to car shows, I always put it in electric mode. I
Okay.
drive in electric mode just so that everybody can hear it, kind of make that little whine, that little whistle sound. And people
Okay.
go, oh, it's an electric car. And
Right.
I said, electric Corvette coming through. So
Right.
it's a lot of fun kind of coming through. And it makes people ask questions, how many miles can you get and things like that. I'm like, well, it's actually a hybrid,
Right.
but it's not for gas mileage, it's for performance. So
Right.
it stimulates the conversation.
What's your least favorite thing about the E-Ray so far?
The least favorite thing that I have about the E-Ray as well as the Corvette in general is the fact that I cannot let the windows up from the remote control from my key fob. I can let them down from my key fob, but I can't let them back up from my key fob.
Gotcha. Do you miss your Stingray at all?
Not at all. When I
Okay.
sold my Stingray, I took a video of that going bye-bye, and no regrets. I thought, sayonara, the next owner, be blessed. It was a fun car, but I'm moving on.
Nice. What made you decide to go with the stripes?
Well, I like the stripes on Corvette C8s just because to me it makes the nose look a little bit longer.
Okay.
And when I originally spec'd the car, I was going to do black with red, but like I said, Rick Conti said, hey, why don't we do black and silver because it'll play well off of the wheels.
Okay.
And that's why I went with the stripes once again, because to me it just makes the car look more unique and just kind of longer.
Gotcha. Now, explain to people what this is, so they may have a question about this, since this is one of the first cars I've recorded with this bra on the front.
Right, so this Nova Stretch, I think is the name of the company that makes this. And even though I have the rock guards that protect the radiators, it doesn't protect it against cotton and bugs and things
Right.
of that nature. So what this does, it gives, even though the car is fully, what they have is a track wrap PPF on it.
Right.
What this does is it gives me a little extra protection against bugs and bug guts and things of that nature. And it gives me a little bit more protection against rock chips and stuff like that. But for the most part, when I'm going to car shows, things of that nature, I don't have to worry about totally redetailing the front of the car. So the Nova Stretch is great for just kind of keeping the car pristine when I'm traveling on the road.
Makes sense. Do you think this is the best time to buy an E-Ray?
Well, I know that with the volume of cars that have come out recently and some of the new renditions of the Corvette, ZR1, well, not only that, but the ZR1X.
Right.
These cars are, don't have the same value just because they're starting to go down in value. So in my opinion, yes, especially if you can still get a 2025.
Right.
So yeah, now is definitely a good time because, I mean, if you can find one that's pretty much already built and spec'd the way you want it,
right,
you can get a good deal. I've seen some really good deals and some discounts come across the, across the internet that I've seen. So for somebody who's looking for one, now's a good time to get one.
What is a must-need option in an E-Ray?
Well, must-need option, I would say definitely the front lift is a must-need option. And I think also, that's kind of a tough one because the car comes with so many things. It already comes with the carbon ceramic brakes, so I didn't have to do any updates to those. One of the things that I plan to do to the car also is I'm having a new set of rotors that are going to be painted the exact same color, Sebring orange, of the car, so that way the red rotors will go away. That wasn't something that Rick Conti was very fond of, but I kind of knew in the back of my mind eventually I was going to have those painted the same color. But as far as must-haves go, definitely I would say the front lift.
Gotcha. Would you consider anything outside of E-Ray, a Z06 in the future, a ZR1 in the future, a ZR1X in the future?
If, I were to win the lottery,
okay,
a ZR1X, I really think that this is, I keep saying this possibly could be my forever vet, just simply because there's still a lot of things that I could do to it. One of my buddies, he has E-Ray, and he had a Pro Charger put on it, and that car is just phenomenal.
So you're considering a Pro Charger?
Well, there's always the option.
That makes sense. Your front window tinted?
Yeah, as far as I'm going kind of back to the options, all the windows are tinted. I also have windshield protection on there, so therefore also kind of helps me out with rock chips and things of that nature.
Okay.
And and that, as far as an option, is a must-have because you don't want to have to replace one of these windshields.
Any issues with your E-Ray since owning it?
I haven't really had any issues. One thing that we did have to correct, however, was when I took delivery of the car, this piece here was offset by about 1/4 of an inch, which meant this piece sat in about 1/4 of an inch from here. So they were kind of out of alignment like that.
Gotcha.
And so finally I was able to find a dealership that was able to make the correction there, and they kind of showed me what the problem was. And it wasn't just a sloppy build, it was actually, there was a misalignment between the actual frame of the car and some of the pieces that actually aligned to that, and that's what caused it to be out of alignment. So that was one thing that they had to correct. But other than that, mechanically, I've had no issues.
So you would approve the E-Ray to a lot of other customers?
Oh yes, everyone who's asked me, is the car worth it? 100%. I would say, it seems like anyone whoever gets a ZR1 or an E-Ray started out with a Stingray,
right,
and they found some reason to make that move up to the next level of car, and this is pretty much what my progression has been. So I certainly endorse anybody who wants to get who has a Stingray and is thinking about getting an E-Ray. I've not seen anybody with a E-Ray or a Z06 go back to a Stingray.
Right.
So it's always that progression up, and you won't regret your decision.
Gotcha. Are you planning on doing any more mods to this bad boy? Wheels, anything else?
Well, down the road, I probably will do wheels. Like I said, the calipers will be the next thing that we get changed over. The engine cover, we've got a new one of those coming in orange. The crossbar is going to be painted Sebring orange. So that way, the continuity of the car with all of the orange parts will kind of pretty much finish out and fill out the entire spec and have it looking the way it should be. Also, we've got orange caps coming for the oil filler and everything. So the red was always supposed to be just kind of temporary, and now that I've been here to Carlisle, got the additional parts ordered, the next thing is to have the crossbar painted, and when I get the engine cover, get that on, the calipers, and she'll be all set for 2026 after that.
Nice. and he says this is his last vet, but 2026, 2027, then when the C9 comes, which I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys are interested in C9 now, like, oh, when is that coming? Let's go ahead and get it popping and get it rolling. So this isn't his last vet.
Yeah.
Let's just be real. Rick gonna try to change his mind, and I'm gonna do it too when the C9 comes out. But
we will definitely see. Something else popped in my mind that from a question you asked me, a couple of more upgrades that I made, just kind of in this car, you know, I've taken it to some car shows. So
okay.
A couple other things I did was the insert here.
Nice.
The Corvette E-Ray insert there.
That's nicely done too.
Thank you. And we have the water deflectors. That was a recent addition to the car. So basically what that does is when it rains, instead of the entire engine getting wet, it deflects most of the water, runs down, and you don't end up with a total wet engine bay. So that was a recent addition to the car. And then one more thing that I did. Here up front is, this is something I actually made, and it's actually lighted at night. There are lights
That's
you can
cool.
see that comes through, and that's the front cover. This
Nice.
is translucent, so when I turn on the lights, you can actually see the lights there. And then I also have,
That's pretty cool, Joe. And you did this yourself?
well, this I made myself. This is something that's aftermarket.
Ah, that's pretty cool, man.
Thank you.
So you love this E-Ray.
I really do. I mean, it's a great car. Oh, also I did the liner also around here. It's a little bit dusty, but this is also carbon flash, so I upgraded that as well. So yeah, I like it. I mean, it's aesthetically pleasing. It's got performance. As I said in the last video, it definitely checks all the boxes. I didn't see this coming a year ago, but yeah, I'm happy with my decision.
I got one last question for you, brother.
Yeah, what's that?
Would you drive this in the snow or the rain?
I probably wouldn't if I didn't have to.
Okay.
But it's better to know that you can and don't do it than to need to do it and can't do it.
I
So,
agree with that.
Yeah.
I agree with that. Well, Joe, man, you've been a pleasure talking to, and I'm so happy for your new E-Ray for you, man. It's a fabulous, beautiful, sweet ride. And
Thank you.
the only thing is missing is the keys in my hands at this point. But I really appreciate you, man, just getting this car back on the channel again and letting people know this is a good time to buy a new Corvette of any kind, especially the E-Ray.
Yeah.
And it's experience. It's a journey.
It is.
And this is what brings us all together.
Yeah, exactly.
All the time, 24/7. You guys, you leave your comments. You see us at these events. You come out and say hello to Joe, me, Mike, whoever the case may be. It's these cars which makes the journey even better for us.
Exactly.
So guys, give this video a thumbs up. Leave your comments down below. Check out his channel, and we'll see you in another episode of Sig on the Speed 252.
Thank you.